It's rut prediction time again. What's different with this year's rut predictions? Were we right last year? Want to know when to hunt the rut this season? Watch this episode to find out.
Welcome to Deer and Deer Hunting. I'm Charlie Alsheimer. Today's episode deals with our annual rut prediction. For the past 13 years, Vermont deer biologist Wayne Laroche and I have been researching how both shortening day length and the moon phase works in concert with each other to affect when the whitetail rut will occur. It's a fascinating project I know you won't want to miss. So stay tuned to find out how the rut will unfold this fall.
For the past 12 years, Charlie's been predicting rut activity based on research relating to lunar cycles and the moon's effect on whitetail behavior. It's a heavily debated topic that has its fair share of skeptics as well as followers. But the facts are that Charlie's predictions have proven remarkably accurate, and even more so in recent years.
I first became interested in how the moon and shortening day length affect the whitetail rut back in the 1980s. I'd started as a professional nature photographer in 1979 and aggressively photographed whitetails all over North America. And the more I did it, the more I started to realize certain behavioral traits. And one of them was that I didn't see the peak breeding for the whitetail occurring at the same time each November. Wasn't quite sure why that was, but I kept journals, I kept records of what was going on because I was photographing on different places and I wanted to be there at the prime time to be able to photograph chasing and breeding and all of that. And about the same time I was introduced to Wayne Laroche. He was a wildlife biologist from Vermont at the time. He's now the Commissioner of Fish and Wildlife for the state of Vermont. But Wayne was one of those guys that tracked whitetails, and he studied how the moon affected a whole variety of wildlife species. And we kind of connected, we started to talk, and that was really how the whole lunar thing was launched. We weren't quite sure where we were going with it, but we wanted to take a look at it. And so I was in the woods for literally 60 days each fall, every single day photographing. And as a result of the photography, the neat part about that is, on film anyway, you're able to know when that picture was taken. And when you start to match them up from year to year to year, you start to get a pattern to say, okay, this particular year, the breeding was early November. A different year, it was mid-November. And there were always a handful, not many, but a handful of years where it was late as Thanksgiving. And so it wasn't always the same time each year. So that was really what caused both Wayne and myself to team up to launch this research.